So we're going to look at the stepping process in Tai Chi and Qigong. Most people, when they begin, they fall into their step. They'll put the weight on one leg, and then for a moment, in between placing the foot and having the weight on that leg, they're actually tipping over, and their weight is just traveling in midair. So our aim is to avoid that. We need to keep the body under control. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your weight over one foot or the other. You can have your feet pointing dead ahead, or you can turn them slightly out. It doesn't matter for the moment. It's not important. So put your weight onto one leg or the other, and then you release the left or the right, the other leg. You release it so the heel comes off the ground. Okay, let's just do the other side. So you shift your weight onto the other leg and you release the heel and the foot's coming off the ground. So that's the starting thing. It's the shifting of the weight causes the other side of your body to undo. So we shift the weight onto one foot and the other side of the body undoes. Yeah, okay, so that's very straightforward. So all you now do is you shift the weight and you allow, so in this case, I'm lifting my right heel and place the foot and touch the floor and come back. Okay, so this is all in mirror to you. This is your right side facing as you look at the screen. So that's why I said this is my right side. So again, if I'm going here and I'm going to step with the left foot, you settle into that foot, the other heel's lifting, and you place the heel and you touch the floor very lightly and you come back. Because you're touching the floor lightly and you know you're not going to put any weight forwards. However, what most beginners do is that they freeze the leg they're standing on. They bend it a bit and then they just freeze it in that position and then touch the floor. What you actually have to do is keep bending the knee so your body settles until the heel lands on the floor. So this depends on the strength of your knee. If you haven't got very strong knees, then just step out a little bit faster, get the foot out there quicker. If you've got stronger knees, you can allow the body to settle much more before the foot lands on the ground. So you've got more time to step further. But the aim is not to step a long way. The aim is to use your legs correctly. So I'm putting the weight on the left foot. So I shift the weight onto the left foot, the right heel is lifting. I'm unpeeling the foot. I'm bending this knee gradually more and more and more and more. It's still bending, and now it's still bending. The heel's just landed. I can stop bending it. So now I can just bring the foot back. Let's try the same on the other side. I shift the weight onto the right foot. I'm bending the knee. The heel's lifting here. I'm still bending my right knee, and the heel's landed. I've just stopped bending my right knee, and I'm back in again. So continuous bending of the knee until the heel arrives. So shift the weight here. Right foot's lifting and down. And the second it lands, you stop. So settling, foot, and you're back. Settle the weight, touch, and you're back. This side, settle the weight, heels lifting here. Settle and arrive and stand up. Okay, so the next stage of this is that you need to be very conscious of relaxing this part of your back here. So what we do is we shift the weight onto we're not going to step yet, so you shift the weight onto your left foot and you consciously relax your kidney area and your bum, the buttocks. You just let it all relax, okay? And then do the same, shift the weight to the other side, lift this foot up, lift the heel up only, toes still on the floor. And I'm focusing very much on releasing around this area. So I shift the weight onto my left foot and I release. And then I shift the same on the other foot and I release. Okay. So this has to let go here. Now, this is what I would call a natural pelvic tilt. When you let go here, the pelvis almost naturally does this, but not very much. Just a small amount of what you might call a tuck under. So let's try this with a step. Now, the thing here is that you have to keep relaxing your back. So you shift if I shift the weight onto my left foot, so I'm shifting, this is releasing on the back, my heel's lifting on the right, and I'm still relaxing my back, I'm still softening it, and I kept the knee bending, I touched the foot, and I'm back. So I'm focusing now on what my back is doing. So I'm shifting the weight, my heel's lifting, I'm focusing on the back, I'm still bending the knee, and I'm really focusing on releasing my back, touch the foot, and you're back again. You don't have to lift the foot high, it doesn't have to be a right up in the air thing here. You can float it close to the floor if you like, but it shouldn't skim the floor for this particular purpose. So shift your weight, relax your back immediately, settle, heel lands, and undo. We'll do one more on the other side. So you shift your weight, your back's relaxing, your heel's lifting, you're settling, your knees constantly bending, heel arrives, and you come back. Okay, so when this bit of your back, this is just sort of what actually happens is your back relaxes here. Actually, just observe what happens with your neck as well, because when the back settles, you need your neck just to undo from between the shoulder blades approximately upwards. So let's just do that once more each side. So if I put my weight on my right foot first, I'm relaxing my back, I'm observing my neck, I'm not doing anything with it. I just observe how it behaves with my neck when I relax my back. And I shift the weight on the right foot, release the back, soften the neck, and I'm back. So I'm not doing anything particularly with the neck, I'm just letting go. Okay, so then we're going to take the weight forwards. So this is the next step. So what you do is, literally the next step. So what you do is you settle exactly, so I'm going this way, I'm going to step with my right foot. Okay, so I shift the weight, I'm relaxing my back, my neck, pelvis soft settling, my knees bending, I place the heel. The second it lands, I can now move forwards. When I move forwards, now what I do is I relax here again, very consciously relax and let that drop. Now, if this leg is straight, and I don't mean locked, nor do I mean bent, it's in the middle between those two, I will feel a very gentle pull on the inside of here when I relax my pelvis. Okay, so let's just come straight back and do that again, but we'll do it with the other foot. So I settle, my back's dropping, my foot's lifting, neck's releasing, knees still bending, place heel, and now I just move forwards, and as I arrive, I let my pelvis settle into that front foot. So it almost feels like my pelvis is dropping into my front heel, but I'm not pushing it there, I'm just letting go of my pelvis. This now feels, or should feel like there's a little bit of stretch maybe. If you're not used to this, you'll feel more than a bit of stretch. Okay, so now we want to sit backwards. So what we do is we consciously keep relaxing the pelvis more and more and more and more and more. And you really let go of it and the back knee will start to bend. Because how much can you relax your pelvis without the back knee bending? How much can you let it drop at the back without this bending? You have to, and toe up. Now move forwards again and settle your pelvis. As you arrive, settle your pelvis. Now keep settling the pelvis, keep settling it, keep settling it. Now then, what you do is the quad here, this is the quad, this area. You feel like this is lifting slightly whilst this settles at the back. So this area lifts. If you like to think of it this way, lift the pubic bone towards your tummy button. But this area here feels like it's lifting. Now you just keep on doing that very gently and let your buttocks relax and your knee will start to bend and it'll almost feel like it's pulling you back. And now lift the toe up. Now you're here, we're going to bring this foot back. Really consciously drop your back and release your neck. And then just lift the foot off the floor and in and down. So the whole thing is very, very conscious process. I mean, it's not practical. We're getting around walking around the streets, admittedly, but we're not looking at that. What we're looking at is developing a habit for Tai Chi and Qigong where this is the way that you step. So we're going to step with the other foot. So you shift your weight onto your left foot and you release the pelvis and your neck and the knees lifting. This leg's dropping, this bed's bending. You place your heel, it's still bending, the heel's just arrived. I now move forwards onto the front foot and I sink my pelvis and I sink it more and more, and now I start to lift the quad up here. So this is sinking more at the back, the pelvis is, the lips dropping from the kidneys down. The quad feels like it's lifting slightly. This knee's now being made to bend, the toe comes up, and I now very, very consciously drop my pelvis into my rear foot so the foot can come in. We'll do it once more on each side. So shift the weight onto your right foot. Everything's happening here, pelvis, back, neck, everything's working. You place your heel, you move forwards onto the front foot, and you, as you arrive, settle your pelvis at the back. Feel that stretch perhaps on the leg if you do. And now the quad at the front lifts up, and it's causing, because this is dropping at the back, it's causing the back knee to bend. And eventually I can lift my toe. As the toe comes up, it's almost like I'm saying, settle more into the here, and then the foot can come in. And I shift my weight once more onto the left foot, knees beginning to bend, both knees beginning to bend. Place the heel, I'm still bending my back knee, foot arrived, I move forwards. And as I arrive, I settle the pelvis. Okay, so I keep settling it while I lift the quad up at the front. That makes my back knee bend, it draws me backwards. And I settle, and the toes lifting, that's, feel like it's connecting to here, settling. So this foot can now just lift in and feet together.